before we start explaining the gifts is, first of all, we want to say thank you for even checking out this video and showing us your support by donating. It really means a lot to us, and we want to send a lot of love to all you that are considering helping us out. But a few things to keep in mind for the Fun by Travel gifts. All of the things that we will be collecting or making will be during our trip. So that means you won't receive any of the gifts until we are actually on our trip or after. So we don't want you to expect to get any of these gifts right away because, our trip isn't until May 2017 to August 2017. You have our word that you will get your reward eventually for helping us out and assisting us, but we have to get there first. And depending on how much you give, the rewards change. They're not all layered on top of each other. The gifts may change as it goes up, and you won't always get the same things that each gift has. We want you to be rewarded for supporting us, but we don't want to be swamped down with work while we're trying to grow in other ways. So Fun by Travel gifts, here we are. We're going to explain the gifts in detail so you understand what they really are and what you can receive depending on how much you give. So the first gift is based on a $10 minimum, $10 to at least $100. So the first gift is called Vlog Shoutout End Credits or Vlog Thank You End Credits, and basically this is every once in a while we'll be posting on our vlog and uploading a video about where we've been or who we're talking to or what we're experiencing. And at the end of these videos we'll have a series of credits where your name will be included, just thanking you for your support. No matter how much you give, you will be thanked in some way. The second gift has a $20 minimum. If you give at least $20, you'll get a travel postcard update. But if you give more than $20, you won't get a travel postcard update unless you give $800 to $1,000 plus, only because we don't want to have to write 1 million postcards for everyone that gives. I'm sure you can understand that. And a travel postcard update is something that we'll give you during our trip. We will collect postcards from different places that we've been, and we'll write you a short note just letting you know how we're doing and thanking you for your support. And this is just a way for us to have you be more involved, in our trip. And we will actually send them to you. And depending on how much you give, you can get from 1 to 3 travel postcard updates. The third gift has a minimum of $30. Part of the $30 minimum is the found travel artifact, but it kind of goes along with the travel memento. So the found travel artifact is an object that we will collect from different places that we go. So this could be like a jar of sand, bottled ocean water, a pressed leaf or a pressed wildflower, something to that effect. It's a physical aspect of nature that we've collected, and we'll send it to you, letting you know where it was and what we experienced while we were there. The memento is more of something that we buy, so it could be a keychain or a small little figurine or a magnet or a sticker of the location that we've been. So it's a little less personal, but maybe it's something that you'd rather be able to hold on to and use opposed to something that's more natural. So if you give more, you get the memento. You can get the found travel artifact if you give a minimum of 30, not if you hit the 50 mark. Not if you hit the 100 mark. The 500 mark, you'll be able to get a found travel artifact. And the memento has a $100 limit. And if you give 800 or more, you'll actually be able to choose between the found travel artifact and the memento. Gift number 4, a certain number of the gifts either come with a thank you note or a letter. The letter, of course, is more personal, and we take more time to write and thank you and explain the gift that we're giving to you that goes along with the letter. The thank you note is less personal and will send to you if you give less money in support. And it just kind of thanks you for supporting us, but it doesn't go into great detail about the object or about the artwork that we've created. And these go along with specific gifts. You should get a thank you note at the $30 minimum, at the $50 minimum, at the $100 minimum, and at the $500 minimum. But at the $800 and $1,000 minimum, you will get a letter. And it's just to show our special thanks because you're giving so much and supporting us. Gift number 5 is the actual art pieces. So there are 2 art pieces that you could get depending on how much you give, a small art piece and a medium art piece. One of the things that we want to do on the trip is make more art. So if you give a minimum of $50 to $100, you will receive a small artwork, which will probably be either like a journal page size or maybe even a postcard size, depending on how many small artworks that we have to commission and how much time we have to make them. And they're all gonna be different. They'll probably be mainly about places we've been or things we've seen in relation to how we're feeling or what we're experiencing. The larger artwork is only if you give 1,000 or more. We're not really sure what size that one would be, and it may even be created after we get back from our trip, depending on how much we have to commission and how much time we have to do art. Gift number 6 is the MC Traveler sticker. And the MC Traveler sticker is just something really sweet and fun that we decided to make, and it's basically just a sticker of our logo. And it's a 2" by 2" round sticker. It's quite a decent size. The idea is that there's only one per person, and we will only have a limited amount, so depending on how much you give and how many people give, you may not get one, so the sooner you give, the sooner you get a sticker. If you give a $100 minimum, you get a sticker. If you give a $500 minimum, you get a sticker, but any more than that, you don't get a sticker. And that's just so we can keep our limited amount in a smaller group of people. Gift number 7 is just like the vlog shoutouts, only it's the special vlog shoutouts. If you give 500 or more, instead of just putting you at the end credits where we'll mention your name, we'll actually talk about you and how much you've given us, saying thank you personally for giving, how much you did and supporting us, and how much that means to us. And depending on how much you give, we may even mention your name several times. It's just a way for us to give special thanks to you and let other people know that this person really was out of the park awesome and supported us in great ways. Gift number 8 is the scenery book. MC Travelers is going to be taking a lot of photos, a lot of good quality landscape photography photos. Depending on how much you give, you can actually receive a photography book of our photos, which range from 20 to 50 pages. If you give a $500 limit, you'll get a 20-page scenery book with thank you note. And if you give an $800 limit, you get a 50-page book with a letter. We won't be in this scenery book. This isn't something that will have pictures of us in it. It'll just be landscapes. The last major gift, gift number 9, is the scanned and signed journal artworks. One of the things that we're going to be doing quite a bit is working in our own journals, writing things in, writing our experiences, making art in them, and spending some time expressing ourselves within our own personal journals. And as much as we'd love to share our personal journals with you, they're personal, so we can't give them to you because they're something that we're gonna keep in remembrance of this trip. So depending on how much you give, you can get a scanned copy of some of the artwork that are inside, from 1 to 3 scanned pages. And the scanned pages will be good quality and they will probably be journal size, but they will also be signed. The minimum that you need to give is $500 minimum. And if you give $800 minimum, you actually get 2 signed image copies. And if you give $1,000 minimum, you actually get 3 signed image copies. So we just want to say thank you so much. We appreciate everything that you're doing for us by showing your support and taking the time to watch this video so you can understand the gifts better.